Hello, I'm Sarah, the pastor at Crozet United Methodist Church, and I am back for week 3 of our Reimagining Advent. And so you can see that we still have the little people nativity that I once bought my child, who's inspired this little reimagination by using the nativities at my church office to play. And so our first week we added the Beatles, and then last week we added Kiss, who have kind of taken over the hillside over here, I guess maybe the outdoor concert, because they do want to rock and roll and party every day. And when you're great with child, you need to take some time to rest. So maybe they were kind enough to give her a little bit of space. But one of the things that you might notice is that our nativity is very gender specific. It's kind of male heavy. And one time my son had taken all of the classic nativity characters and placed them in a circle around the baby Jesus, and Mary was way off on her own. And I remember asking him, why did you do that? Why is Mary apart? And he's like, well, all the boys are playing together. And I was like, we could work on that, son. So I wanted to bring some diversity to our little scene here, and I think that that would be appropriate. You know, one of the sad things about my nativity is that everybody is pretty Caucasian. Everybody's pretty white, and the people in the original nativity did not look like this. So you can see even Mary and Joseph, even though they're brunettes, which is a step in the right direction, but we could still do better as far as skin tone because they were Judean Jews. They were brown people. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing. I like it when the church looks like Baskin-Robbins, 31 flavors. I like that more than looking really, really vanilla. I see this all the time. I'm ready to see some beautiful diversity. So what I'm going to do is bring in some diversity courtesy of the Disney princesses. And these are all women who have overcome adversity. We could, have a much longer discussion about some of the romantic poems, but let's just talk about some of the things that they've overcome, and especially learning how to find ways to positively influence change in their own relationships, in the dynamics of their households, and in some cases in their kingdoms. So we've got Tiana here, and we've got Jasmine. So we definitely have more of the darker brown skin tone that should be in a nativity. Now, unfortunately, the rest of my princesses are all looking really Caucasian, but I kind of do like the fact that we have a redhead here because, unfortunately, Mary Magdalene gets considered to be a redhead, and it's kind of slandered against her. So I have Ariel over here as a nod to, hey, we like all hair color. There's no problem there. And here's Cinderella because, even though I'm trying to diversify, I'm also not trying to exclude at the same time. So we do have a blonde Caucasian girl here. We'll bring her over. And we have Snow White. We'll bring her over here too. But perhaps one of the things that also helps that we can diversify for is that even though the Beatles are not this age anymore and Kiss is not this age anymore, we tend to have kind of an ageistic, so a reference to ageism look going on here. Everybody seems to be like under 35. So I'm going to add a dwarf because he's going to represent that more vintage member of our crew here. And actually, you know what? I'm going to bring him over here. He gets to hang out center stage. One of the best things about the church is that 31 flavors isn't just about our coloring in our skin or our hair or our eyes. 31 flavors to really show the diversity of all creation means that we also celebrate diversity in age. We celebrate diversity in a myriad of ways. We don't just limit ourselves. And so I think it's more appropriate to start to see this. I also love that it's starting to look like a real party, a celebration is going to happen here. So I hope that you can think about the ways in which diversity brings beauty. It brings an incredible way of looking at the world differently, listening to the world differently, hearing it, and speaking it differently. And I think that that is truly one of the best ways that the church can show the world that what unites us is greater than anything that could ever divide us. And as we are moving toward Christmas, I love that this nativity is starting to really show that. And by the way, I think the princesses bring a lot of vibrant color in here. And you'll notice that some of them have brought animals that are associated with their stories, and that's kind of cool, even though frogs and bluebirds were not part of, squirrels were not part of the nativity. The mouse over here that Cinderella has, oh, I'm sure there were rodents in the original one. So this is, to me, starting to look a lot more fun, like a place I would like to hang out. And that's what the nativity should be. A place that we look at and we go, hey, I would have loved to be there for a little while. And so we're going to keep building it out. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas, and I can't wait for you to see who's coming to play next week. Have a great day.